We all die in Sea of Thieves, I should point out. If anything, we do it a fair bit. Whether it's from intense PvP, getting attacked by crab people, or having a little too much fun with explosive barrels.
Take us with it!
We'll all find ourselves on the Ferry of the Damned more times than we can count. So much so the developers literally put a way to count it into the game, just for our own pain, I guess? And I bet at some point while you've been waiting for those cracked doors to open to get access to the Sea of Thieves and golden glory again, you've thought to yourself, I wonder how quickly I could make it to the Ferry of the Damned if I tried. No? Is that just me? And why wouldn't you want to make it to the ferry? They've got so many pleasant sights, such as the pretty light vending machine, the armory that is pretty much used when you've given up trying to be skillful and just want to pull out the blunderbuss and sword again, the unending void reaching out into the darkness where souls wander lost for the eternity, and Uncle Jerry. So let's say for whatever bizarre reason you wanted to speedrun going to the Ferry of the Damned. I don't know, maybe you were looking through speedrun.com and realised there was a fishing percent and realised, okay, how can I make something even dumber than that? How would we get started? Well, let's start with the first decision the game gives you when loading into the sea. While in the menu we have two choices on where to spawn. Adventure will start us in the tavern after a heavy night of drinking, while a pirate's life wakes us up in front of a homeless woman, which would suggest we got completely plastered. Pirate's life seems like a good pick at first. Why? Well, with no skellies or ghosts spawning an outpost, the most consistent way to take damage is by submerging yourself in water, and the pirate's life start points always put you quite close to the water's edge. With this method, you can consistently make it to the ferry in about 1 minute 30. Yeah, you can make it a bit faster if you swim out to open ocean and then hope a shark appears, but sometimes it seems the sharks just pass right through me. By far the fastest place to do this for me was a Galleon's Grave. For some reason, I guess it's just slightly closer to the water's edge. So that gives us a starting time of 1 minute and 26 seconds, which is okay. But I think we can reduce this pretty massively. There's one other type of environmental damage universal in games, fall damage. If our plan is death by 1,000 feet, then I feel starting on the water's edge is possibly not the best idea. However, every single tavern has got a little bit of height to it, well, some of them anyway, but none of them beat the quite staggeringly high heights that is every merchant's nightmare, Ancient Spire Outpost. This cliff-ridden outpost has a couple of massive leaps that will take a good chunk out of your health. Each jump off the cliff takes about a third away, just coming short of breaking your pirate's legs, which makes it a lot easier to climb back up the ladder that is just at the perfect angle that you can jump up it instead. Very useful. Between this 2-second time save and the not having to wait forever to start drowning thing, you can get to the ferry in about 30 seconds this way. But there are still two forms of damage we've not covered yet. But first, I was looking over my YouTube analytics the other day and realised only 0.6% of my audience is over 65. If you're enjoying this video, please consider sharing it with your grandparents. Anyway, back to the video. It's time to release the ultimate weapon in our quest to get to the Ferry of Damned as fast as possible. Loved by Hylian storekeepers the world over, it's time to use...
Bombs?
Both fire and blunder bombs are vital in our quest for death domination. That's a bit kinky. Fire deals a total of 33% of our health over time, but also then allows us to do other things at the same time as taking damage, like fly off Ancient Spire Outpost. And unlike their blunder bombing equivalents, only required to be looking roughly down to get the effect. Blunder bombs, on the other hand, slightly trivialise this whole task. Throwing 2 of these at your feet is enough to send you to the ferry in the matter of seconds. But how are we going to find all these throwable weapons? Oh, get off it. You've all been playing Sea of Thieves for long enough to know about barrels in the tavern. You don't need to be asking these silly and simple questions of the YouTube man. Come on. Every tavern has at least 4 barrels inside, and you have a good chance of finding some fire and blunders within them. This does lead the run into a bit of an issue. It is very luck-based. But, I won't lie, so are most of the runs on the Sea of Thieves, so it's just as deserving as any of them. After an hour of streaming my own attempts, I got my time to just under 10 seconds, which is probably beatable if you can find some blunder bombs in the first barrel. Apart from that, yeah, it's going to be a lot of luck to beat it. Run's dead, run's dead. No, run's not dead! Yes! Yes! As the inventor of this run, I get to decide the rules, so the clock will start once you have control over your pirates, and will end once the circle is complete on the resurrection. This means you don't have to count loading times to get to the Ferry of the Damned, because that's going to be so hardware dependent. Outside of that, it's quite a tricky time-based one. You will need to do a lot of attempts and get a lot of good luck. I recommend lowering your hotkeys, which is something I can really struggle to learn. I bet someone could beat my time. I want to see it. If you do, put it in the comments, or join the Discord and send it there. I really want to see some great times. And that's all for this video. Just wanted to get these ideas out there that have been gnawing away inside my head for the last week or so. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you do all those usual algorithm-y likey things, and make sure you share it with your grandparents, goddammit. I need to up my statistics in the 65+ category. It is necessary. Definitely necessary. Why am I walking away? I'm terrible at endings. Every time I struggle with a good ending, and I try and just sleep like this, and it's ridiculous.